Hello, my beautiful people. I wanted to bring you guys today another tools of the trade step-by-step walkthrough video. If you have a business and you are a small business owner, as you should be, if you are watching me, often you are juggling client work, side hustle systems, and your 9-to-5 job, especially if you are a service-based business. However, you shouldn't be banking like an entrepreneur with sticky notes and spreadsheet, right? It's time for a slightly smarter setup. Today, I'm bringing you guys another business tool. This one is a banking tool, and it helps you to build clarity into your money. The bank is called Relay Bank. I'm going to be very honest. This is a new bank. What you would see from me, and I'm sure you've already seen some of my videos, banking is starting to change. We're seeing a lot of innovation around banking where they're bringing you more than just here is your account, here are your transactions, right? I've been testing this particular bank to see how it stacks up for full-time professionals like yourself who are building real scalable businesses on the side. In today's video, right, this is one of my tools of the trade series where here I walk you through tools that I've either tested or that I'm currently testing myself so that you can decide whether or not it's a fit into your workflow. So in today's video, I'm kind of going to break down what the Relay Bank is, how to use it, right? I will actually go in where I would do like a screen share and show you guys all of the features, right? And I'm also going to share some of their standout key features. And we'll end with a quick look through at their pricing and whether or not this tool will actually work for you. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back, everyone. My name is Nandy. If you are new to my channel, I'm so glad you found this space. Ours is a community of ambitious women who take action. We leverage our full-time jobs to build scalable side businesses because we know that wealth isn't an escape plan, it's a power move. Your 9-to-5 is a launching pad. It's not a limitation. So for those of you ladies who want to turn your career into capital, your expertise into income, and your business into a legacy, you have found the right place. Today's video is going to be a screen-by-screen shot of an interesting bank that gives you more than just your typical banking services where here's your bank account, here are your transactions. They offer a little bit more, and I want to give you guys a deep dive of Relay Bank. I'll walk you through how this tool works so that you can decide whether or not it's a fit for you. Remember, I am not here to tell you what to use. I'm simply here to help you make an informed decisions with some of the tools that I have tested. We'll come back here when the screen share is completed. Right? So now I'm going to flip myself over and we'll go right into the screen share. Here is the Relay website. You do have to go to relayfi.com to land on their website. We'll scroll through it just so you can see what it looks like. I think the interface is beautiful. Your must-haves covered, no hidden fees, 20 checking account for organization. That's a lot. Savings up to, you get 3% in savings interest per year. You get cash back if you sign up for the credit card. You can see your cash flow. You can earmark things, save for the future. 7-figure sales, time to talk. So of course, this is up until you hit the 7 figures mark. Let's be honest, most of us are probably not going to hit that. Make profit a habit. So these are resources for you to learn. Every detail accounted for. What complete cash flow clarity feels like every day, weekly, monthly, yearly. And then, of course, community, kind words from our community. Of course, in the bottom here are more resources for you to really understand what is available to you. This is specific to accountants or bookkeepers, though. I don't think I mentioned it in the intro, but as I look at this, and especially when I remember that it was a bookkeeper who introduced me to this, this is really catered to accountants and bookkeepers. So what we're going to do is up top here on the menu bar, we are going to go through each one by one so you can see what they offer you. Business checking, right? So what is Relay? You get business checking, you get business savings. Relay is the official platform of Profit First. I don't know what that is, but we'll click on that to understand what it is. Expense management, so you can capture receipts, you can categorize expenses, right? And you can close your month end faster with this tool. They also have a lot of integration. It's integrated to Xero, QuickBooks Online, Gusto, Plaid, and Yardley. I don't know what Yardley is, but Plaid, I like it because Plaid is a great way for you to kind of go from a platform to help a platform connect to your personal banking or credit cards. I use Plaid right now for my personal budgeting app. You also have accounts payable, so you can review, approve, and pay bills within your business. There's a Relay Visa card that you can use. You can create invoices, so you can track invoices and have them paid on time. And you can also request payments. So this is kind of why I am personally considering this, because even though I really haven't had to deal with having to pay invoices or having people invoice me, I'm starting to get to that point in my business. So Relay could be something that I consider. All right. So Profit First. This is something that I don't understand. Let's click on that to understand. Together, Profit First and Relay ensure that every dollar is allocated according to plan. Be it paying down first, reinvesting in your business. So it seems like Profit First is some sort of movement that helps you better allocate your money. Relay is the official banking platform for Profit First professionals. If you know what Profit First is or you're involved in it, leave me a comment in the description down below, but I'm not really familiar with this movement or organization, as they're calling it. Work with certified Profit First professionals, a network of accountant, bookkeepers, and business coaches that help you maintain. Oh, okay. Okay, so it is a network of accountant business coaches that helps you maintain profitability. That's interesting. I wonder who is behind Relay, because to me, it seems like they are. I wouldn't be surprised if whoever started this was some sort of accountant or business professional. They're building almost like a community to help accountants and bookkeepers thrive. Now, accountants and bookkeepers specifically, what do you get? You get client banking. You get to partner with Relay. You get rewarded and grow your firm with Relay. You can get certified. You can become a banking partner with Relay. And I'm seeing this a lot. Bookkeepers or accountants who are Relay people are trying to get other bookkeepers and accountants. So it's almost like network marketing, that there's an underground network marketing thing for Relay. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't mean that to be in a bad way. I'm simply saying that you're seeing that conversion of, right, recruiting people into the Relay community. I mean, hey, so long as the tool and the product is great, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. There's an advisor directory, so you can find an advisor to help you grow your business. You can become a cash. So there's also a learning section where you can become a cash flow advisor. So structure and strategies for your firm. Gearing up, right? Advisor shares what makes their firm more successful. Accounts payable, offer AP services at your firm. And then data security, keep client more secure. So these are resources you can get as a Relay bank member.
If you're an accountant and bookkeeper specifically, these are the resources available to you. Before we go to prices, let's look at resources, because this to me was something that I thought was very interesting. I think a lot of banks offer some sort of educational resources, but I think Relay is really going above and beyond in terms of offering resources. There's an everyday business blog. There's an advisory learning hub. These are insight and advices from other small business advisors. Kind of going back to earlier when I was looking at the account and bookkeeping section, right? So there's a lot of advisors, other people in the community who have succeeded coming over to help support you and help you succeed. Customer stories, so you get to hear what other customers are saying, and then live webinar, you get to join weekly to learn more about how to manage your cash flow. This is an interesting one, right? So when we're talking about webinars, especially if they're live, they help you build connections, because the thing about things that are virtual or in the cloud, there really isn't a human element. But when there are live webinars, you could interact with other people and even see if you can connect with those people off the webinar as well. Of course, there's an FAQ section, support center. I wonder what is the difference between support center and Get Support. Get Support, you can contact our team for hands-on friendly help. Support center is if you're stuck, okay, there are step-by-step guides to get you answers fast. And then there's careers, of course, if you wanted to collaborate with a small business that's looking for somebody to work for them. So lots of resources for you. I'm going to quickly click on the live webinar here to try to understand what that looks like. Okay. Join us for a webinar hosted by our team of product experts to learn more about cash flow management techniques, how to navigate Relay, and the state of small business banking. So you can register for a live webinar or you can view recorded webinars. So I don't think that there are any upcoming webinars, but here are the on-demand or the already recorded webinars. So let's see, view recorded webinars. So this is what I think it is. Modernizing money after acquisition. Mastering money management for a 7-figure business. Cash flow cleaning for 7-figure business. So let's say mastering money. Let's look at mastering money management. Hit 1 million plus in revenue. Now what? It's interesting because their website specializes in people who make below 7 figures. And if you make above 7 figures, it did ask that you call them so they can specialize something for you. But here is, so it almost seems like they are now trying to specifically target those people who make above 7 figures. If I'm a bank, yeah, those are the people I want to target, not Nandy, right? So real world insight from a 7-figures entrepreneur, proven strategies for managing growing finances, key takeaways to optimize cash flow and profitability. So here are your speakers, more than one. So there's Nathan. He's the president and owner of Schaefer Heating and Cooling. Okay. So he grew up in his family's HVAC business, of course. And I think this is why I love reading these types of stories. It is very difficult to have a 1 million plus business in anywhere around the world if you don't already have some pre-existing support to help get you there. So Nathan Schaefer grew up in his family's HVAC business, working tirelessly to keep it running. But at 1.4 million in revenue, growth has stalled. Overworked and struggling to find the right team, he knew something has to change. By stepping back from daily operations and focusing on strategy, what I preach all the time, Nathan transformed the business, scaling it to 6.5 million in just 3 years and expanding to 30 members. Now, scaling is not for everyone, especially to the $6.5 million, because sometimes the bigger the company, the more headaches you have, right? But it goes back into saying that when you have a business, if you're spending most of your time working in the business as opposed to on the business, what you would achieve is completely different. Now let's read Robin's story. Robin is a key member of Relay Direct Acquisition team, specializing in empowering mid-stage businesses to streamline their financial operations. She understands the complexity that comes with growth and provides tailored solutions to help business owners achieve greater cash flow, visibility, and control. By leveraging Relay's platform, Robin helps these businesses make informed decisions and improve profitability so they can focus on expanding their operations and not just their headaches. I love this because I live in rural America and I see a lot of Nathans around me, and we need more Robins to help the Nathans of the world get from being people who are just kind of like cogs in a machine doing things in the business, but people that would take a step back, look at their business from a strategic point of view, and put in place a plan that would help them win, right? Less headache, more winning. I love this. So now let's see if we can access. Okay, you have to enter your information to access the recording. So if you wanted to, you can enter your information to be able to access those recordings. Now let's come over here and look at the upcoming, let's register for a live webinar. So there's a bi-weekly relay walkthrough. So I guess every other week you can have a relay walkthrough. I would highly suggest this. I'm actually probably going to sign up now so that I can see what this relay thing is about. Now, I don't know if they would let me get on here without my personal business email. Are you an accountant or bookkeeper? Yes, I'm a bookkeeper. The software that I use is QuickBooks Online. No clients yet. So I signed up. I'm going to go through the training and then I'll report back, okay? I'll report back and let you guys know what I thought of it. So banking, business checking, business savings, accounting, expense management, profit first, testimonial resources, pricing, webinar, and blogs. Okay, so now let's take a look at pricing. I thought this one was interesting. A regular person having a bank account that charges you doesn't make sense, but in the context of everything they are offering you when it comes to managing the finances for your business, this is actually not bad. Because if you had to get a separate entity that is not a bank to do this for you, it will be a lot harder. And now you have to connect all of your banking, etc. So let's take a look at what you get. All-in-one money management, banking and financial workflow software bundled together for every part of the small business journey. So let's see what you get here. Okay. Relay is a financial technology company and is not a bank. This is really important, right? Relay in and of itself is not the bank. It's almost like the tech company behind it that partners with the bank. I'll be curious to see what bank actually does the money management. So starter, so I like that they have a starter plan for $0 for solopreneurs and smaller businesses. I feel like life is changing very quickly with inflation going up. I don't know how long this is going to continue to remain $0, but for right now, there is a $0. So there's the starter plan. There's the growth plan. This is for small teams with growing cash flow complexity. This is $30 a month. You get tools and automations to put you in control of financials and so that you're free of shortfalls. And then there's the scale section, right? This is for larger teams that want to scale faster. Now, I don't know if the 1 million plus will fit into this category, or if you have, like they said, you have to go to them and then they can talk you into maybe customizing a plan for your business. For the paid plan, you do get a 14-day trial. I think this is very disappointing. Most businesses run on a monthly basis. I would have loved to see this maybe as a 30-day trial or a 90-day trial, just so that you can really understand, right, how to structure your finances on a monthly basis. But you get a 14-day trial at least, so you can try out all the different features. Now, let's see what you get at each stage. So, when you have the free plan, you get 1% interest on savings account, 1% cash back on credit card. And for the growth plan, you get 1.75% on savings account and 1.2% on credit cards. And I think this is where marketing is really powerful, right? You have to be very careful the difference between the high level marketing and when you dig into the details. So this is why the reviews that I do are important, because I'm going through the whole website with you. Now, in order for you to get that 3% that I mentioned a few minutes ago, you have to pay $120 a month. I'm not going to look at the $90 because that's a promotion and you may not be able to get that promotion. Cash back, you get 1.5% cash back, but I'm sure you probably already have a credit card that gives you 2-3% cash back, right? Because I don't know what that cash back is in what. And then everything else, what else do you get? Bills and expenses. You get bill creation for the starter plan. You can get bill creation, intake, and management. Customizable cards with built-in spending policies. Yeah, so if you had like maybe one employee or maybe just yourself, you could customize a spending policy on that card. Receipt collection and storage. And on the growth plan, you get all of those things I just mentioned from the starter plan, but then you get more. You get savings on payment fees. You get a multi-step bill approval rule. So if you had people on your team, because the growth one is for small teams, if there was a bill, right, it will come to you maybe for approval, or you can delegate it to your assistant manager or whatever. You have customizable bookkeeping automation, right? And you have spend approval request, right? And then partial bill payments. Now, for the scale plan, you get everything you got from the starter plan, from the growth plan, and then you also get 10 free same-day ACH per month. Interesting. And then you also get bill payment automation. So you have to go to the scale plan to get bill payment automation. Now for invoicing, what do you get for invoicing, right? So you get ACH debit payment, 1% of transaction amount. You get payment request links. Okay. And then you get invoicing creation and tracking. For the growth plan, you get ACH debit at 0.5% of the transaction amount. You get branded invoicing, so you don't get to brand anything on the starter plan, but it's free, so you can't ask for too much. And then you also get to work on recurring invoices. Recurring invoices is what I need. So if I was doing this, I would probably have to go with the $30. But for me, I don't have a lot of invoices. I just have a little bit. So I don't know that even though I want a recurring invoice, I don't know that it would be worth it for me. So what do you get on the scale plan. So the ACH debit goes down even lower at 0.5% of transaction amount. You get AI powered collection agents. That's an interesting. I could use one right now, but I don't know that for me it will be worth paying 120. Insights. So you can see your cash flow insight and forecasting. I think this is where for me these platforms start to fall in a little bit short, because I'm looking at this, I'm like, I right now Monarch does my insight for free, but I get it, right? I don't have invoicing and all these other things. I feel like a lot of the capabilities I want, I still have to pay $120 a month. I don't make enough to be able to justify that amount, but like, so far, I don't see the allure for me signing up, because the starter plan, I'm like, But I do have to say, though, I'm still very excited to know about this, because when I do get to that level, it's good to know that these options exist, because this is new. To me, this is innovation in banking, things that we didn't have before. Right? But it's saying here that you also get more. You get integration for the starter plan. You get QuickBooks and Zero integration. Those are pretty, between those two, you've captured about 80 to 90% of accountants and bookkeepers. So I'm sure for the growth plan, you also get that integration. They're not talking about it here. And for the scale plan, you get more. You get special offers from relay partners. I don't care about that. You get faster customer support by mail. I don't believe that. Right. So here you can go further and compare the plans, but I already kind of went through each one of them. Cash deposit via the GREE. What is this? Is that a charge? So here, actually, so let's take a look at this. I thought this was just a summary of what I just talked about, but no, it gives you a little bit more details. So from the starter plan, you can have up to 20 accounts per business. Same for the growth plan, no difference there. Virtual and plastic debit cards and credit cards. You can have up to 50 cards per person. Credit card cashback. Okay, we talked about this already. Customizable, you can customize on all of the accounts. Savings account, 2 accounts per business. So the devil is in the details. When I'm looking at this, so far I'm seeing very little difference. Savings interest, okay. FDIC insured, up to 3 million for all of them. Account transfer automation. Okay, so that's good. ACH transfers, domestic wire transfers, so no fees, no fees, no fees. Cash deposit via Green Dot Network. I don't know what Green Dot Network is, but for the most part, over here, when it comes to receiving money, it's about the same. When it comes to sending money, okay, you're spending a little bit more. Okay, so same day ACH transfer, it's $5. For the starter plan, it's $1 for the scale plan, but you get 10 free per month. Okay. Domestic wires, it's $8 for the starter plan and $5 for the growth and scale. So when it comes to sending money, this is where you really begin to see some benefit. International wire transfers, you get to save about $5 if you're part of the scale plan. Currency exchange as little as 1%. That's the same for all of them. So everything else is the same. Mailed check payment, third-party checkbooks. So when it comes to banking itself, basics, it's about the same except for the interest rate. Receiving money is the same. Sending money, you really begin to see the gaps. So, right, and then you can compare plans for billing, expenses, invoicing, collaboration, integration, and company perks. This goes into a lot of detail. Let's look at integration. So integration, everything is the same. Let's look at bills. Okay, so there's very little you can do when it comes to bills for the starter plan, but there's a lot that you can do for the growth and the scale plan. And it looks like they are bringing in more capabilities for the scale plan. Well, they're better at $120 a month. Bulk bill payment and automation is coming soon. Insight and forecasting dashboard is coming soon. Let's look at expenses and compare that. So same thing with expenses, you're also getting the same thing. So I'm starting to see that the growth and the scale plan have a lot of similarities. So you get better, a little bit more with the scale plan, but I think if you're a business, you'll do fine with the growth plan. Okay, so there's of course, insight and forecasting. Yeah. So that's the main thing you'll be getting with the scale plan, but everything else is the same. Bookkeeping automation, receipt reminders. So you're still getting a lot. Let's look at invoicing. Okay, when it comes to invoicing, you're really starting to see a difference. Processing fees. Okay, you're seeing a difference in the processing fees as well. I think this is interesting. Debit and credit card payment transactions, the fees are about the same. Okay, but the ACH debit is higher for the starter plan. Wire transfers here is the same. So this is when it comes to invoicing. Okay, bills, I already looked at bills. Let's look at collaboration. So employees, oh, this is really important. Okay, but it looks like it's about the same. All right, I thought there would be more. So you get unlimited users. You get 7 permission levels for all the plans. Advisors, you get unlimited users and 5 permission levels on all the plans. Okay, let's look at partner perks. So you really don't have any partner perks for the starter or the growth plan, but you get 6 free months of zero for the scale plan, and 1,000 cash back is available after first travel booking of $2,500 or greater for this company called Engine. I've never heard of them. Yeah, if you book through Engine, yeah. This is nothing to write home about. They're going to have to work on this if they want to entice people with this, but that's something. If you cared about that, that's something. I would never spend money on those partner travel programs. I would much rather go directly through the airline or the hotels, because it's hit and miss with a lot of these partner programs when it comes to travel. But yeah, so that is an overview of everything pricing for Relay. And I know that was a lot, but I really wanted us to break down every aspect of what you can get with this bank, because it is different from what you would get with other banks. And here is something that is really interesting also that I would like for you to consider doing. You can request a walkthrough of Relay, right? So outside of that webinar that will show you and tell you more about the bank, you can come here, fill out your information, and request a walkthrough so that it simulates the bank. I've done this before. I think I did this about 2 months ago. I added my information, and when you go in, it's simulating what the bank will look like. What happens if you actually had an account? What does the interface look like? Where can you enter your banking information? So just to even see what the interface looks like, to me, is really helpful. We'll see if we can run through some of that so you can kind of take a look at what the interface looks like. We are going to insert that information here. You will get an overview of the interface. You will get to kind of see how it's laid out, so you can kind of understand what the actual banking itself will look like. It's worth giving this a try, at least the demo, if this sounds like something you are interested in, right? If you're an accountant or bookkeeper. But I also can see how if you weren't an accountant or a bookkeeper, this will also benefit you as well.
All right. That was Relay Bank, an interesting, no-fee online business banking platform that's really built for small businesses like yourself. And it's also great for solo service providers. Here's what I like about it. I like the ability to separate income into categories, right? And I also like that I don't have to have a separate accounting software. I like the options of the accounting on here. However, I am still exploring how Relay scales once you add team members or if you need to integrate beyond the accounting tools. So there's still a lot that I have to learn. And I'm also trying to figure out where does this fit in. So for me, this is one of the banks that's really on top of my list of banks that I'm exploring so that I can make that transition. The other thing that I also want to understand is sometimes with some of these banks, there are just challenges if you're trying to do big transactions like real estate transactions, paying customers, etc. But I think it should be fine. It should be pretty smooth. So leave me a comment down below. Have you used Relay Bank before? Or is there another tool you love for managing your business finances while you're working your full-time job? I'd love to hear from you, right? What's working? Drop me a comment in the comment section below. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe for more of my great step-by-step tutorials. Remember, every Tuesday, I will bring you a new tutorial related to my online business building from scratch, where I'm taking you step by step on how I am building my online business outside of my real estate business. So you will follow me on this whole journey. Today is a tools of the trade video, but I'm also releasing video on my progress, how I'm shifting ideas and I'm rethinking some things. So please do click that subscribe button, click the notification so you do not miss when I release all of these videos. As always, thank you guys for joining me for another video. Keep building, keep living, and keep learning. I'll see you in the next video, my dears.